The stock of the day is brought to you by IG, Australia's #1 CFD provider. With over 17,000 markets and extended trading hours, turn US earnings season volatility into opportunity. Get started at IG.com.
So the stock of the day is Audinate. The company reported a first half profit down 29%. It says that a moderate strengthening is expected in the second half, with a return to normal order patterns and growth by FY26. Companies described FY25 as a transitional year as customers work through inventory backlogs. CEO and co-founder Aidan Williams has said that the first half was still impacted by excess inventory, but added that Audinate is confident in its business model while investing long-term in software updates. Now, it was interesting to read some analysis from UBS today. They talked about the software margins looking better. They said the real surprise, though, came in regards to OPEX, and they were pretty pleased with that and saw that OPEX was actually taken out of guidance as well. The share price reaction has been really swift. It's actually hit a 4-month high on that positive outlook, or the improved outlook. My guests, David Lane from Ord Minnett, Kai Chen from MPC Markets. Kai, welcome. The share price performance today says a lot, but that longer term chart is part of the story too.
Oh, it's absolutely been a very painful trade, and we've got some of our clients in that. It all came about last year with that backlog. They released it in, I think, the worst day possible, which was on that Japanese yen trade when the Nikkei tanked. It wasn't a great reaction. Again, as you mentioned, mostly the backlog is on the hardware side. The software side is actually doing fairly well for Audinate. This morning the results came in, the EPS came negative 2 cents. But the key thing is to mention that it was better than expectations. So I think the market was pricing in a lot worse. And I think, based on the results that was reported in the first half, it wasn't as bad as what everyone was expecting, and that's why you're seeing a 28% bounce on the open.
Yeah, so curious, you said that you have had it in portfolios for your clients. So do you think that this could be a turning point? Are you still a believer in the story?
Yeah, I mean, they basically said the backlog will last until FY26, and that's when they will go back into normal operations. So I think there's still a bit of backlog in terms of the hardware to work itself out. So it could be turbulent. I mean, the initial reaction of the reported figures has been very good. But who knows, in the next 6 months, there could be still some surprises to come. For us, we're taking a little bit more cautious approach, and we're saying, okay, well, let's take a bit of money off the table. I think there's probably better opportunities out there. I think going into the FY26, we might reassess that and see if there's potential recovery in terms of sales and revenue.
So you would be selling?
Cautious, yeah, selling.
Let's get a view from David Lane, Ord Minnett on Audinate.
Yeah, I'm probably a little bit more positive on the stock and on the result. I think a lot of the commentary that management had was quite positive heading forward. As Kai said, this is a bit of a transitional year for Audinate. They've got some new products in the market. They've invested in those products. Balance sheet is actually quite good. They've got $111 million in cash. So positive from that perspective. And it is technology that will continue to be needed as people head back to the office more. There's an increased demand for the audio-visual software and hardware that they have. So I think it is one of those stocks that has probably been disliked by the market for some time. And as you said, Nadine, the share price is down significantly over the last couple of years. But I think from this point of view, or from this point, it's probably a reasonable time to look at adding them to the portfolio. So I'd probably be looking at a bit of a soft buy and accumulate, if you like, thinking that the longer term strategy, and even from management perspective, they spoke about financial year 26 as being a positive. So I'd be looking at it as a long term, as one of those small technology stocks that you have in the portfolio for some long term capital growth, not expecting that you're necessarily going to get that in the short term.
Got it. All right, guys, thanks for that. So it is a soft buy or an accumulate for Audinate, but Kai Chen and MPC Markets would be trimming into this strength today.
The stock of the day was brought to you by IG. Turn volatility into opportunity this US earnings season with extended trading hours on over 110 key US shares. Get started at IG.com.